Hi guys, Troublemaker here, playing Cities Skylines, and this is my beautiful city. It's expanded quite a bit. It's pretty lengthy right now, and I will sooner rather than later run out of tiles that I can get. I can figure out how many I have. I mean, I think I can get one more, and then I have to wait for my next milestone. So, which will be Megalopolis, which will be a 2 km by 2 km slot. So that will be the last possible free space I can get. So I have about two more. I probably have more actually now that I think about this. I probably have 6 left total, but the number of slots that it'll take will also go down. Something else that I figured out is I screwed some things up. So I have Copper Town here, Oil Country here, Steel Central over here. Those are my iron places. I found there's actually a button here that reads natural resources. And it tells you actually where the natural resources are. So I have oil country over here. Oil is over here. Yeah, this is oil. It's the only really congested oil on the map. Now, luckily, I have placed. No, actually, that's not right either. Farmville and Corn Country should be over here where the traffic circle is, because that's where the yellow is. And this is all where our iron stuff should be. Here where Liberty Town is. So that's a pretty big screw up that'll probably keep in mind for my next playthrough of this game. And yeah, so Copper Country should be here. Steel City shouldn't exist. Oil Country should be down here. The lumberyard is actually totally fine. It's one of the few areas that's fine. All these trees are part of the lumber industry. And the more packed together, like right here, the better. But this is actually not a bad spot to place it at all. It's actually pretty hard to find a place to put your logging industry. And of course, Farmville and Cord County should be over here. So that's something I have to remember for next time. Tells you, how much you produce and whatnot. And as you can see, I'm only using 1,100 hectares of my forest a week. Should be within here, and they've built a lot of tree farms, so not using a lot of hectares of my fertile land. Like, that's why a lot of my industries are also kind of going belly up, is because they have to import a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm importing a lot of ore products for these guys. I'm importing a lot of oil products for these guys. Forestry, a little bit, not too much, not as much. And agriculture, 0. Apparently agriculture, you can plop down anywhere, it's just not fertile, and it's a lot more to work. And of course, goods are being exported all over the city. My exports are not as impressive. Sorry, see, there's a problem. I'm importing 10,000 goods, I'm exporting 5,000 goods. Tourism. So that's not good. And that's not something I'm going to fix. I'm going to keep these inefficiencies here. And I'm just going to work on improving some things over others. So I have switched up my power source to mostly nuclear. I have my hydro dam, I have my water ferry things, I have 2 solar, and then I have, what else? I should have a nuclear plant somewhere. Yeah, here's the nuclear plant over in Steel City. And nuclear will be the way of the future. A nuclear plant generates 640 megawatts for 200,000. Compare this to the solar, which generates 160 megawatts for 80,000. So keep in mind, 3 times as much cost. Well, 2.5 times as much cost. And I'm going to be generating about 4 times as much. So it's the most cost-effective, room-effective, and all-around effective way to go. And if you're into hipster stuff at all, hipsters are in love with that sort of power, completely in love with it. Interestingly enough, this incineration plant does not require a connection to generate power for itself. I guess that makes sense. So what I'm doing today is I'll be expanding on my infrastructure for mass transit. Mass transit in this game is awful. It is terrible. It is horrible. I won't be investing too much into trains. To me, it's considering how much I'm importing, it actually makes more sense to put these ones, the cargo trains. It makes more sense to put those in the residential neighborhoods because our commercial places need imports too. So I don't see a huge benefit to using this one, the train station, just because there are no connecting cities for hundreds of miles away, and tourism is not a big boon for me. So I don't see the point of a train station. Same thing with the harbor versus the cargo harbor. Like the cargo harbor makes more sense to me, just because once again my commercial people will be using it, and I'm basically getting pretty close to being filled up on trains. I can place another one right here to service this area here, which makes sense. Still makes sense. But that's not what I'll be doing today. Today it'll be just mass transit. So let's go to the buses first. Got to get our bus stops done. I should probably put another bus place over there. And I'm just going to build routes around the hood to more or less feed my traffic into my local subways, my metro. It's a one-way, isn't it? Okay, that is a one-way. So since we're going to spin around that neighborhood anyway, go down this way. Completed line. Yay. And I'm going to do this everywhere. Like even in the, grungy neighborhoods, I'll be doing this. So it's going to do the zigzag pattern here. Probably get a line across. I can probably do both, two of these in one. Well, maybe half of this. Then here. Whoa, that is going to make me go all the way around. That is not happening. Okay, now I'm going to go back through the neighborhoods this way. And El Completo. So that's another transit. Here, I'm going to try and connect these two. This is all one zone. This is all Tokyo Town anyway. I can't start off here because that will make me go around here. So we're going to have to avoid that neighborhood and we'll start off in here. And just cover all these neighborhoods. People love transit, and that's actually the only reason for transit, is it makes your neighborhood more favorable to enter. That's it. It's the only reason why you do this. There's zero other purpose for mass transit in this game. It doesn't really do anything. So I'll just try to cover all of these stops. It doesn't actually transport many people. That's the big issue, and it's kind of something that hits every single place anyway. I have a population of 74,000 or so, and only 200 people are taking the bus. 500 people are taking the metro. So when you put that in terms of statistics, that's going to represent one freaking person, or sorry, 1% of people. That's not a lot. That's abysmal numbers. That's awful. So that has to be kept in mind. Is this line not complete? Oh, looks like it spins around. Okay. So we have a line in. So maybe I'll start over here, since we already have that line in. And Industry Way is not a particularly large area. I'm just going to try and link up as many of these as I can. But that's not to say that it doesn't deserve its own bus routes. So the bus routes are smaller, much, much smaller in size and in depth, and they will be feeding in to what will become our major metro area. And this area looks done, but I'm going to add a little more. So we have a second bus route here. Just try and get this around. Make sure it networks properly. Oops, that one I don't want. Right click destroys. And one more here. And then loops around the complete line. Okay, I only have to do this 100 more times. Ha 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 ha. High crime here. That doesn't make sense. There's like a police station right here. Why does this place have crime? Oh, it's gone now. Okay. Goodbye, crime. It's a temporary problem. Okay, so I'll put one starting here. And I'm just going to creep through this neighborhood. I want to try and link it up with at least one other stop, just so that you know, it connects the things. Oh geez, none of this is linked up here. Well, that was foolish of me. Oh well. This little neighborhood here not covered. This neighborhood looks fine. I don't understand this. That must be... what? Oh, you know what it is. I destroyed... I destroyed some neighborhood. And now... some bus lines just won't be functional anymore. Because I destroyed them after I made the bus network. Probably connects over to here, which I will do manually. And that's probably what all these little dots are. That's probably just former places. I wonder if I can just demolish these. Doesn't really let me... no, you can't just demolish them. So they're kind of stuck there forever, I guess. Okay, so now we'll need... ooh, Education Express. You need a bus route. Yeah, they're all kind of weird. They're all just kind of stopping randomly. And I don't know how to modify these quite yet. So it says drag line to add stop, and then it says create new line. Oh, wait, maybe... yeah, that makes sense. Kind of what they're saying there. Okay, I got this all figured out. It's not as nice as it could be, but hopefully this works. I mean, it doesn't really seem like it should work. Anyway, I'm going to put a second route here because this is a pretty urban neighborhood. And I do want all of it getting covered. And we'll have connecting area here. Oh, by the way, I'm making tons of money while I'm doing all this, so it's not a complete waste of time. With that tons of money, I can expand my metro, which, as you can see, doesn't hit a lot of parts of the city. In fact, doesn't even have a route through the middle of the city. Only 566 people are currently using it. That could be much higher, much higher. Okay, so Hong Kong town is pretty cut and dry. But what I'll have it do is come in over here. And then we'll have it boogie back across. Should make sure it mixes in. There we go. Now this place has no transit, so I need to get some way of getting over here. I never understand like how you figure out, you know, how many buses you have and that sort of thing. Available, I mean, not total, as in available, as it never really tells you. Trying to put these dots right across from each other so that we have a north and a southbound line. Makes it more convenient for people. Okay, that's covered. What else? I'm not going to put one here because this is not going to be permanent. That will not be staying there forever. But we could use one in Farmville. That's nice. A building has burnt down. So I'll start it off at the subway. I'll put it on the proper side of the road so that people aren't crossing the road into traffic. It could potentially slow down my industrial traffic. And these industrial folks, they like this too, because it means their workers, their farm hands can all be brought to work. So that's one side. Now we have Corn County on the other side. Corn County's not as circular, so the routes won't look as nice, which is rather unfortunate, but that's the way our world is right now. And also it's got a lot of very, very direct routes to the highway here, so that's not so hot for this. Like if I was to do this, look how wonky this would do. You know, very wonky. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Just because it's not a particularly big area. Like the traffic here shouldn't be crazy. Now let's get rid of that destroyed building real quick. So I'm kind of sitting around 75,000 people, by the way. Remember, my new milestone is 80,000. So that's a mixture of good and bad. Now, the Farmers District. Another place where people live. And this is an odd little sub-district because I have two different entry points from the highway here. So if I want to come over here, like it's just sliding over, but it's directly on the highway, which is, you know, really weird as far as a district goes. Okay, so now I'm going to get them over to here. Make our way back. And I do have a stop next to the subway. Excellent. Where did I start this to? All the way over here. So now I gotta go across this way. Okay. So that is a few more. The number of people taking buses now has increased a little bit. Like I'm up to about 200 or so. Liberty Town, I did. Copper Town, I did. I did Oil City. The Lumberyard, I didn't do the Lumberyard. And I'm kind of questioning as to whether I should do the Lumberyard or not, because it's a pretty congested area. I don't know if it'd be worthwhile. Maybe I will. It kind of makes sense. I'll just have to kind of deal with this reality. And this is where it gets kind of crappy, except go down here as well. It's all the U-turns that people randomly make all over the place in these industrial areas. Okay, and I have one destroyed building to get rid of here. Burnt down, if you will. Yeah, it's a shame all these places have to be so abandoned. I have a high demand for residential, and I don't have any that people can use, so very quickly I'm going to have to build a new residential area. I'm going to get into the habit of using these more expensive roads because people like them better. People are more likely to move in if you plant them down. Oh, wrong one. That is totally the wrong one. That would be the low grade one. Okay, so I'm going to put another one to the north, like that. I'll make that into commercial area. And we'll come back to this in a little bit, see how it's doing. See if we need more buildings there. Definitely a lot more commercial, actually. Now, I should do that right away. I'm also going to build another one downward here. And I have plans for... Oh god, the wrong kind again. Those are the crappy ones. I keep using the crappy ones. How's the water doing here? Actually fully done. Perfect. Okay, so now back to mass transit. We now have as many people taking the bus as they do the train. Or the metro, sorry. That's because we only have one metro route, and the one metro route joins the entire city. So I'm going to start slowly expanding this, and it's going to be one route at a time. So I'm going to add one stop. Sorry, maybe I'll have two stops in Liberty Town. So I got to make sure it's next to bus stops, so just so they interconnect with each other. This is a bus stop. Put it on the other side, so it's on the right side, and that's a bus stop. So let's get okay. I'll make that my end, and this will be my joining piece. So this will join on here, and subways, metros can do some really wonky spins that trains just cannot. And now make the route start here. Oh, that's actually just... That's just a train. That's not even what I thought it would be. Okay, I'm not going to go to every single place either, because that would make the route way too long and no one would use it. No one would find it useful to use. Okay, so that's one addition. Let's get one here for Coppertown. And industry loves when you add in mass transit, because that means they can get their workers to go to work for once instead of being a bunch of lazy bums. Oh, look at all this traffic. Well, if you didn't drive like a retard, you know, it wouldn't be a problem. No, I'm gonna skip over because I'm gonna go the other way now. And once again, not going everywhere with this. I'm going from an industrial area, so I'm going to try and link up all the residential areas to this one. And as I add in more stops, we should see more people showing up. Ooh, linked up oil country there. Not too big a deal. That'll be another one. So now I want to link up Industrial Way, Dead End, and then I'll do Dumpville as well. So this is going to be a little more expensive because I'm going to have to one, wipe out some expensive buildings, and two, I'm going to have to have it link in. And Dead End has absolutely no mass transit right now. Is that correct? So this will be a huge boon on their life. It's a small area. I don't feel like a subway really makes sense there. So I'm going to cut across. Cut across or cut north? That's my question. Maybe I'll cut across. It'll be slightly cheaper. Cheaper. That's not a real word. Slightly cheaper. Yeah, cut across. And by doing this, I can build two lines. One north, one south. So I'll build the southbound one first. And just realized I already had a route for Coppertown. Oopsie. Oh well, that'll just increase traffic, I guess. So that's our southbound line. Yay, everyone's happy. Now we'll create a northbound line. The Botanical District. Okay, that covers that. Actually, I should have put one in Dumpville. That would have been actually smart of me, given the circumstances and where the line is. So I'll only build one line for Dumpville. just one, and we'll have it go southbound, because then it can connect in with Industrial Way. And I'm not going to do every single little itty bitty spot, just some connections. This will be kind of a, what we call an express train. Gets you where you want to go super duper fast, and connects right back in on Dumpville. Okay, dead end, 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 dead end. Okay, so I'm going to link it this way, since I have it placed north-south. And same kind of thing here. I'm going to do a northbound route this time. And it'll link into Industrial Way, sorry, which will be, I guess, a very big stop, because it has 3 routes in it. And this one will not be, you know, so massively. Okay. Now, Aquifer Plaza does not have a connection either. Neither does Hong Kong Town. This is getting very pricey. Are we seeing numbers go up? We're seeing numbers go up pretty massively, actually. And I wonder if I increase the budget for my trains and my buses. Will that increase the number of people using it? Because that would be a neat factor. We'll have to look at this later. Just remember those numbers, 809, 711. If the buses go up, we know it's true. If they don't go up, we know it's a lie. Okay, so I'm going to place 2 new ones. So one at the Aquifer Plaza, and another one at the Botanical District. And I'm going to connect those 2. Connect over there, yes. This is like the roadmap to hell, by the way. This kind of transit system, roadmap to hell. It's going to screw the hell out of tourists. So now build the actual line here. I don't want to get every single one in there, just some of them, because I will have other lines that can do these kinds of things, you know. Oh, look at that. Traffic in the bus and in the train have both gone up. So yeah, increasing my budget towards mass transit actually does increase the number of people using it. So let's jack that right up there to maximum power. Oh wait a minute, this is number of trains available. That has had no effect at all. But we're gonna okay, here will be the real test, okay? Real test. Oh my god, look how much. Wait a minute. Is this trains available? No, I don't actually need that then. So I'll put up the 110 for my rate, perhaps. Is that how it works? Well, is that how it could work, I wonder? I mean, it's still... These are still costing me, so I assume that means, yeah. I mean, maybe we'll put it even higher. Because transport's a really important part of what I'm doing here. Okay, so we're now up to 1,156 and 981. 2,000 people. Now up to 2%, literally double the number of people now use my system. So we still have Steel City over here. Yeah, and Steel City and Hong Kong Town. So I'm going to do a route with these 2 folk. And Steel City's all the way over here. This is going to be a pretty pricey. So this will also be kind of connecting into here because of the buses. And I want to link up this way. Then that way. Then when it comes over to here, where there's a little bendiness, we'll connect it in here. That was very pricey. And it can go over to here. So this will be a pretty large route, I guess. So I'll start up in Hong Kong Town. Then we'll go over to this other stop, which is still in Hong Kong Town. And here. There. That is the train. Industrial Way. Is there another one here? Yes, there is. Industrial Way will be one of our main places to do stuff at. And here, and boom. Shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka laka. Boom. Shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka laka. Okay. I'm going to put another bus depot here to further increase the number of buses we have going. There doesn't seem to be a way to control the number of trains you get, I guess, like, I don't know. We'll see. But the number of people using my system is steadily going up. I'm at 2,500 people. What would that be? 3%? 3% people using mass transit? Much better than what we had before. And I'm assuming by putting the budget up here, it means we get more ships coming in, which means more cargo coming in. And that'll be healthy for our commercial business, and industrial business, really, because they're both very, very reliant on imports and exports. And I'm almost tempted to actually add in, like, some sort of, I wonder if that's possible. Can I have an elevated train? Will they let me? No elevated train station, just elevated tracks. Lame. You have to build this on a road. Building must be placed on roadside. No, unfortunately I can't do that today. So how's my new areas? Oh my god, they all filled up. Okay. Well, that's why nobody's entering my city right now, is because I don't have space for people to come into my city. So, here's the plan. Stan. We'll be adding in space this away. Now I have a little area up here which I can place decoration. Do I have decorative budget thing done? Okay. Oh, is my policies going to open? Okay, my policies are currently bugged, it seems. Yeah, okay. So I can't see whether I have that in place. I have the... Okay. It says a tree on it. I assume that's the decorative bonus. I can only assume. I actually have a ton of cash left over from all of that. So what I'll do is we'll build a one-way road to here, and over here, and over to there. This will be, it says garbage is piling up, but I assume that's only in like one teensy tiny neighborhood, considering how many incinerators I have in the city. I'm going to build a cargo train over here. Not a regular train, a cargo train, because I just don't see the point in getting a regular train. And let's put it all the way at the end here. So when people have lineups, they have, you know, they won't be congesting this corner over here. And we'll say yay. Is it connected properly? Looks like it is. And this will allow a few things. One, it means that goods that I produce from my own industry that is hooked up to the train station, that are delivering via the train station, they will be able to do that. Pretty simple, cut and dry. And it also means that imports that come in will be transported almost directly to my commercial neighborhoods, which is also very good. Commercial always need more goods. Let me just click on this real quick. What's the big problem? Not enough goods to sell. So we can fix that by adding in more freight capacity, more capacity to import goods. Now the downside is that if they have to import, they don't pay taxes, which is probably one of the wonkiest systems in the game, no doubt. And one more up. This one has a lot more space, so I can add in a lot more here. So give us a little bit more space. Looks kind of like it should be useful. That one, yeah, a little bit more still. Oops, I hit a button. Apparently the E key shifts around the map, which is actually pretty standard for these kind of games. Yay for standards. I think I'll make these all residential because some of these actually link in with existing ones. And blue. Let's see now, will this eventually ever work the way I intend it to? That's the question. Now with all these new urban neighborhoods, I'm going to need a lot more in the way of services. So lots of brown towns over here already. So we're going to put a few more incinerators over here. And healthcare is not the highest, so probably another healthcare facility. How's our ability to pick up dead bodies? Not actually that high. So we'll put a few more funeral homes. Lots of fire bugs here, so add another fire station. Right here. Oh, yeah, that hits there. Excellent. And police powers. So we gotta do one over here. I'm still not done Liberty Town. I still have a nice little bit left, I think. Yeah, I still have like all, like, as far as my zoning goes, that's Liberty Town. So where should I be heading for a real industry? If I want to move my industry over to something that'll be useful, like Liberty Town's been taken, unfortunately. There is mining over here. Jeez, I don't want farming, I want mining. There's a little bit of oil under there, but that would put me next to a lake. Jeez, so I have to move Coppertown down to here, south of the highway. I could do that. The only problem is it make this train a little problematic as is. Yeah, there's a little bit of resources here, I think. I don't know if that's just imports though. Honestly, don't. But the city's expanding still. 100, not super fast or anything. Jeez, I just don't know. Apparently, I'm a popular guy today. Yeah, that one says oil and iron. Like they all say they're suitable for oil and iron, but never say how much. How suitable, not how much. How suitable they are. Let's look at this zone over here. Because that's actually not a bad location. It's got a train and it's got direct highway access. Oh, baby! We can move Coppertown over here, and oil. We can move oil country right here. I think is that. Do I have my colors mixed up again? No, that would probably be forestry. So that's. But we can move Coppertown right here. Yeah, this little corner here is where we put Coppertown. And we can probably do away with Steel Central. We can probably turn these into more urban areas and just transpose it over here. That totally works for me. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm excited. Suitable area for plane connections, train connections, and our highway connections. I'm going to purchase that. And how many more of these can I purchase, I wonder? That's my big question. How many of these tiles can I purchase anymore? I might just purchase all along this belt here because eventually I'm going to run out of space, and when I do, I'm going to want to have a city you can drive through. Okay, so we bought this little nugget here, and it will be a little nugget, a little shit nugget, if you will. So the area I want to destroy is Coppertown. I'm going to turn Coppertown into a residential neighborhood. I think it means I'm going to have a lot more services, and it's going to be a small residential neighborhood. And it just means dezoning it and adding in some new services. But all the mass transit. Let's see how our mass transit's doing, by the way. Let's click on any one. So 2,704 and 1,576 are now taking trains and buses. That's excellent. Way better than before. So I'm just going to quickly look at the map again. Our assets are right here. That's our iron. So if I mine ore from here and extend a little bit down here, I can probably make the appropriate territory. What's this? That's the train, right? That's the train. And the train goes right over our resource node. So I'm going to have to paint this first. Now I'm not going to destroy the name Coppertown. That's staying. I like having historical names for districts. That's something I'm a big fan of. So I have to give this name a new town. New name for a new area. I might even include this forestry land over here, just so that we can make some use out of it. Okay, so I'm not going to call this Victoria Square. That's ridiculous. This is going to be a mining community. This will be miners. Maybe I'll be a little bit clever here. Miner Dement. Yep, Miners Dement. Say it fast enough, you'll figure it out. Okay, and this is going to be our over industry. That's what we'll be doing here, and this will be a highly profitable zone because of that. And so my plan will be for next time to build up Miners Dement as a you got it now, don't you? Yeah, you got it. This will be a new zone. I'll be building this up as an industrial zone because our industrial demand is not that high. I'll be turning this into a residential zone and this into a residential zone. And I'm going to have to put my mass transit and stuff flying through Miners Dement as well. But I want to build it first. At least let me build it first. And if I make these transitions, I'll have a lot less, places with abandonment because they don't have enough supplies. And I'll also be adding more supplies as well, which is always good. Oh wait, I don't want to fill that up. I want to destroy that. I had a plan to destroy all landfills. Did I not? Did I not? Just replace that. It also means I'm going to have to move my incineration plants to a new location, probably in the south here, where I'm going to have an industrial zone eventually. I'm very tempted to destroy oil country and turn it into a generic industry. But it employs so many educated people. That's my dilemma. My education is not super critical. I could probably put a high school right here. Completely get away with that. People will be very happy with that. And university graduates, just not a lot of them. Put a university here as well. Cover such a wide area though. This is such a not industrial area. Well, I guess once we have Coppertown in place, like this will be fine. Yeah, but that will be next time. For now, my name is Troublmaker. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Miners Dement.